Hey everyone, today I wanted to talk a little bit about a game we're all familiar with, Super Mario Bros., which is a great game we've all been playing, but I feel like we've been robbed of the freedom of choice. It is called Super Mario Bros., but we're always given Mario to play with. So I decided to correct that and allow for the proper Soup or Mario Brothers, where you can play through the game as the soup the way the game was intended. The actual gameplay of the Soup or Mario Brothers as the soup is very similar to the Mario version, except instead of fighting the monsters, you're fighting things such as salads, the natural enemy of soup, and rather than mushrooms to upgrade, you get coupons to supersize your bowl. So you can see in here we're jumping over the salads. Let's see, we're gonna get another coupon for a 1-up, which is also a soup. If your soup is too bland, you can always add some salt, which is really good, flavorful, brings out a lot of the characteristics of the soup, makes for better gameplay. This happened to be spicy pepper, so now you're throwing fireballs. There's another natural enemy of the soup, the bread. It's always dipping in, sopping it up, taking away, and almost takes a little bit away from the soup if you're adding bread to it, because bread is delicious and so is soup, and it's hard to say which one you're enjoying more. Yeah, I just want to say this is an edited version of the Super Mario ROM. I'm going to go through after this some of the steps I went through to achieve the Super Mario. So there's a little bit of the text editing and there's a little bit of the tile layer manipulation. So stick around if you want to learn a little bit about the techniques used to create this and maybe make your own food-based Nintendo video game to kind of right the wrong of just the freedom taken away from us at any point in time. So the main tool I use to edit the sprites, the images, everything in the game is Tile Layer Pro, which is my version is a Windows desktop program. You can see on the screen right now I have my different versions of the Super Marios. You take each different combination and you edit it one by one. As I'm doing on the screen right now, I'm creating the coupon, which is the replacement of the mushroom in the game. So I pieced them together, the different 8-bit by 8-bit squares, and you kind of just replace over them. You can edit them, you can tweak them, and you can see it appear on the screen. So every different movement that the character makes, that the different images look like, you have complete control over editing them within 3 colors. So that is the other key thing, is you can't add all the different colors to whatever you want and have a small 8x8 square with 16 different colors. It's not going to work. So you need to be a little bit creative, and whatever colors you choose, Nintendo coding reuses a lot of those same colors. So if you edit one color, you will be creating a chain reaction of other colors. There is a way to get around that. I'm going to do that a little bit next. Following this, I'm going to jump into the hex editing a little bit and give you an example of how you can kind of tweak the colors to one thing and not the other. And there we go. We made our coupon. We're going to save it. We're going to load it. We're going to see how it looks in the game. A lot of it is creating something, then testing it. So you can see this version is not the complete version that I'm testing. This is, a stage in time as I went through. I didn't edit the Goomba to the salad yet. So you can see what I just did with the coupon. It had the clear background. So black is transparent. So as the coupon came out, you can see right through it. So now what we're doing is we're adding some color behind it. This relates to white coloring. So now it's going to be the outline filled in with white. And if we save that and we refresh, now when we hit this, it's going to show up as the final version that showed up in the gameplay that we just saw earlier. So there we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to play around a little bit with the hex editor and how we modify the colors. So some of the emulators we have, they have the ability to open up the hex code, or you can use a hex editor. This one that I'm going to use is actually tied back to an actual emulator. so it's a little bit quicker to save it and see your changes. And if you open up the normal text editor, it just looks like a bunch of gobbledygook, and you can't really read it unless you decode it. But what you can do is I created a lookup table that takes the letters in the different positions and then maps them to where they are in the game. So you can see that 00 relates to 0, 01 relates to number 1, and just kind of goes in order and then followed by the alphabet. So if we apply that table to our hex editor, you're going to see this gobbledygook start to translate. So I'm just going to change that right now. And now it's actually been translated. So that mapping took place. So if we were to now do a search of Mario, now we see that it appears. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all the references to Mario up top. You can see it on the screen. And we're going to change it to what he is now. He's no longer Mario because we were given the freedom of choice. He's now Soup. So now, appropriately, our Soup is called Soup. Another hex edit I want to give an example of, in the tool that I'm using, the emulator FCE UX, you can go into the palette and see what the color combination in the hex code it is. So what I'm looking at is you highlight over the colors, and for example, the background, the bricks, those are the same color combination of the Goombas. So it's a dark brown, a lighter brown, and a black. So if I look at that and I can do a search for the different color combinations, so it's 36170F, that appears, that code right there. If I were to change that color palette, that code to a different combination of numbers, I would be able to control just that view. And then the bottom right view that I'm hovering over now, it's that black, it's that tan, it's that green. That used to be the same color combination of the bricks, but I was able to edit just the one piece to turn the Goomba green so that he can represent the salad to fight the soup. So I'm going to do a search for that. The 17 that I just searched for, that's the number that I changed. So I got to change that middle number to 36 because that's that tan color. And then that is going to show up right there. That is the color exclusively to the Goombas, which were turned into the salad. So now if I were to change that and not the first one we looked up, now the background stays the same color and just the Goombas change. And you can see when I hit the bricks, it also changed green. So it does have some butterfly effect. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something.